When it comes to Celestia, just like all the other ponies in MLP, FIM, Friendship is Magic, and even now the spin-off Pony Life, which is looked at as 4.5 generation, you're always going to have different interpretations of figures that will be released. Some are cool, some are, commonplace, but then you end up having one that really sticks out. Now, when you look at some of the figures that you saw before this, as well as these, pretty much you would say, okay, this is all standard for someone like Celestia. They all represent her in some capacity. Some are cool looking, stuff like that. But then you get something that really sticks out that makes you wonder, okay, what does this have to do with Celestia, no matter what the version of her is? And that is this. The Magical Kisses Unicorn, as they call her, which is basically Princess Celestia. And her gimmick basically is like this. That's essentially her gimmick. And when you compare her to the other versions that's been released, not one of them has ever done something like that. I mean, yes, one of the first ones, which was basically the original one, which I have packed away in the garage, my closet, and I can't get to it. But the original one did have a comment about combing hair and all that. But that was about it. The rest were just for display and collectibles. You take a look at the Funko figures, and you're pretty much spot on from a design perspective of how she looks. Which is not bad. Including this one. This one, which allows you to allow her to glow in the dark, if you will, whatever you want to call it, is pretty cool for her as well. This one sticks out to a lot of people because this shows Celestia in battle mode, basically badass mode. This one right here, of course, basically is just your traditional ML tie-in toy for one of the latest specials. Like it was Rainbow Road Trip, so they had to bring one out for Celestia, just like they did Luna. And then, of course, something like even as I showed earlier, as this video was beginning, basically a figure like a third-party knockoff like that one from from Hexar, if you will, is more commonplace. And every other one that I showed you beforehand, that you'll probably see again, is, pretty much commonplace for a character to have a toy made after. Whether it's awesome or just something that is coming, and you're gonna add to eventually you're gonna add to your collection. Heck, even the Celestia Gold version of not Celestia, but the Equestria Gold version of Celestia is very common and was predictable when it got released, and people did add that to the collection. But still, there are going to be a lot of people, and I bring this up because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to bring this up, and they're going to be like, out of all the Celestia figures we've seen, this has to be the strangest. You look at all the other Pony Life figures that have come out for Rarity, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, the smaller figures, and pretty much those were all common. Everybody pretty much predicted those were coming and were accepted because even though they were redesigned differently, they still represented the characters as they were. Celestia here, though, when people get their hands on this, if not already heard about it. In fact, people were already talking about it when they heard it was coming out, and it made them wonder that out of all the traits, out of all the kind of toys, Pony Life-wise, you can give to Celestia, why give her something like this? I'm not saying it's a bad toy. I know this is originally intended for younger kids, but for collectors and fans, this is like, yeah, we'll put it in the collection, not because it's Celestia, because it's very unique and probably unusual, an unusual piece of pony history, especially when it comes to a very popular character. But again, when you compare it to all the other uh, pick all the other Celestia figures that I have and others have, it really makes you wonder, you know, who came up with this and what were they thinking? Not saying it's bad, but still, it's like, you got to remember, you still have an adult fan base you got to try to appeal to. But that's all I really wanted to say, guys. Let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like. I am out.